Okay, now you're going to see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines just about ready to go. Okay, but I'm at my end. I can't tie that because it'll be like an ending of the net. So I'm going to tie one more long one in here. And I'm at this point figuring about 4 times longer than you think you need to be safe. So I like to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And you fold it in half. Snip it off. Throw your line somewhere. Again, same pretense. Start your first knot. You see that? Start my first knot just like I did over there. Sometimes your line will follow you up, so you're going to have to make sure to keep it clear. Tie my first line, get it nice and tight. Okay, now I got my extra one over here to start my next line. I've got 2 here. This is key. When you're down to the bottom here, you want the last one to have 2, and everything else should be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. If you don't have that, you messed up somewhere. So you grab the next one, tie it off. Again, make sure your lines don't come up and tangle up with the others. Grab the next one. Tie it off. So now you can see how my lines are staying perpendicular instead of accidentally me grabbing this one, tying it to this one, and then tying it to the next one over, and the next one over, and the next one over, and this line all of a sudden is too short. So this is really the way to do it. One line at a time, one row at a time. I don't even know what you'd call them. It keeps it a lot cleaner, and you notice the angle of the net. It's not flat on the ground. That helps my lines hang better. So again, I've got my 2 right here. Take my 1, tie it in. Trying to keep roughly the same size net holes as you go along. See, I'm getting to the bottom, and these used to touch the ground. They don't touch the ground anymore. And to my last one, they line up, but then when you do this, sometimes they don't line up anymore. They're no longer, the knot is no longer touching the plastic like it is here. Because I'm going to tie this down, I'll cut these off. Cut these off and burn them, and then that'll be my tie point to tie this down. And you'll notice over here, those are burnt. See, and I used the black of the flame, the yellow of the flame, and they turn black. And then there's a bunch of other ones that are beautiful white. So it is important. So you see it. I got it down. In this case, the last one here has 2 lines coming out of it, but this one next to it doesn't, because that's the end of the net. I could actually go one more over, but there's always going to be a point. Here's another example. You have one left that you're not going to use because you're at the bottom of the net. I'm thinking maybe, I haven't done it yet, I'm going to tie this one to this one and burn all 3 of these together. Otherwise I got to cut it off and burn it separately. So I'm not sure how I'm going to handle that. I might even untie these and just run this one right in here and have all three tied together. I'll let you know what I decide on that. So that's it for now. Alright, I've come to a point, you can see I did all that side, and I'm doing this side now. And this side ended up a little bit short, or I told you before that 4 times the length, fold it in half and then cut it is, but I did this 3 times, and as you can see I have less waist here, but they ended up being a little bit short. So to lengthen one, see how these are really short, they're not going to be able to be tied anymore. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to snip them off pretty close. Move the excess aside. And now I'm going to melt these together. And I want to use the bottom of the flame. A little windy out here. Because the bottom of the flame won't turn the nylon black too bad. This one turned out pretty black, but as you can see there's a couple of other here as well. Okay, make sure it's cool, test it for strength. You ain't breaking that, that's melted together. Take your length of rope that you're going to use. See again, this is this 1, 2, and then fold it in half. But do that 3 or 4 times when you're figuring for these. And this one here, I know I don't have to go very far, so I'm just going to cut this one this long. I'm going to stick it up through the hole here and bring it around the same way you do up here. Just the same wrap. Same wrap. Now you got an extension, and then you can tie them in. I'm thinking that, and it's hardly even noticeable. It's just a knot below a knot. So you can see like right here. If it wasn't for the black, you wouldn't even see it. But that's also how you can repair a net if you ever break one. And I just go ahead and I just tie it in, and it's like it never happened. And that's how you extend one if you happen to get down to the bottom and you're too short to make it